Alrighty, here we are, rocking and rolling right into week number 3. Hopefully all of your classes are going fabulously. You've got instructors you like, classmates you like. That always makes things that much better. We've got a couple of thought primers on our docket for this week. Thought primer number 3 is due on Thursday by 11:59 p.m. Thought primer number 4 is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Both of these thought primers look very similar to thought primer number 2. You're going to watch some lectures. You're going to take lots of really good notes. You're going to complete some problems that you self-correct, and then you're going to complete some problems that I'll correct. And then, of course, you'll finish up with your short multiple choice quiz. Now, thought primer number 4 has a couple of features to it that are a little atypical, so I want to go over what those are here so that you can address those parts of the thought primer effectively. When you open up your instructor corrected problems in thought primer number 4, Part 1, Step 1, asks you to evaluate a given statement. The given statement is this: Seth Rogen is an actor. And what you have to do in Part 1, Step 1 is you have to explain why you believe that statement is either true or false. And you want to think about how you would provide compelling justification for your judgment. And what I mean by that is this: that if somebody were to ask me, is the statement Seth Rogen is an actor true or false? I'm going to say true. And the person that I'm making that claim to is going to say, like, well, why do you think that? And I'm going to say, because I saw him in Pineapple Express. And they're going to say, well, who the heck are you? And why should I take your word for it that you actually did see this person named Seth Rogen in Pineapple Express? And that serves as appropriate justification for saying that it's true that Seth Rogen is an actor. Okay? So you don't ever want to put who you're making your claims to in the position of having to take your word for it. Okay? You want to think about how you can provide compelling evidence that they can verify for themselves that supports your judgment of a given claim. Okay? So you want to think really carefully about what that evidence would look like for Step 1. Now, Part 1, Step 2 is going to ask you about another statement. And this statement is this: Seth Rogen is not a non-actor. Okay? Seth Rogen is not a non-actor. Now, you're being asked in Part 1, Step 2, is this statement true or false? And you're going to have to think really carefully about how you would justify your claim that this statement, Seth Rogen is not a non-actor, is either true or false. And you're going to be relying on evidence that's different than the evidence that you provided in Step 1. Okay? To address Step 2 effectively, you're going to have to go back and look at how you judged the statement in Step 1, the statement Seth Rogen is an actor. Did you judge that statement to be true or false? And then based on your judgment of that statement, how could you logically explain that the statement in step number 2, Seth Rogen is not a non-actor, would have to be either true or false, okay? And as you're doing this in step number 2, you might think about it this way. What if you were trying to explain this to somebody who was really confused? How could you walk them through the logic of the statement on step number 2? Okay, so think about that. Part 2 of the instructor corrected problems is asking you to evaluate a hypothetical situation to determine what kind of course grade would be would follow from these set of circumstances. Okay, so you're given some variables here. You've got this percentage on your exams, you've got this percentage on your argument constructions, and you've got this percentage on your thought primers. Given that, what would your final course grade be? Now, of course, in order to determine that, you're probably going to have to consult your course syllabus. And you can do that by clicking on the syllabus link right here in Canvas. And when you do that, that'll take you to a page where you can download a copy of your syllabus, and then you can just scroll down to the grading criteria, and you can determine what course grade would follow from the numerical values assigned to each of the assignment categories in the instructor corrected problems portion of thought primer number 4. Okay, so up here on the syllabus page, here's a link. You can download your own copy of the course syllabus. Probably not a bad idea to have that anyway. All right, that's what we got going on this week. As always, if anything comes up that I can help with, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. Oftentimes I have students say things like, well, I don't want to bug them. Bug me. That's why I'm here. Okay, never hesitate to reach out with an email, no matter how silly or stupid you think the question is. If it's a question you have, it's a question we have to find an answer to, all right? Have a great week, everybody, and hopefully I may see you around campus.